So Lane AFC were founded back in 2012 in the Sheffield and Hallamshire County Senior League Premier Division, which is the 11th tier of English football. They've risen over the next 6 years up 4 leagues into the 7th tier, finishing 6th in the Northern Premier League last season. But they've announced in the last few days that they are going to dissolve and withdraw from all footballing matters. The club's owner, Craig Wood, has brought the club up 4 levels and he's done fantastically well with them. It's a very ambitious club and it's one that he started back in 2012 with a 5-year plan of getting into knocking on the door of the National League and getting to the FA Cup first round. And he's done both those things that he set out in that 5-year plan, so that has been a success. However, what hasn't been a success is the increase in the number of fans. This season they've had an average attendance of 191, and these attendances have not increased from the time when they were back in the 11th tier pretty much. There's been no growth of the club on that side of it, which has been disappointing for Craig Wood. He started off the club with the aim of it becoming a feeder club essentially for Barnsley Football Club, and also to work with the local council to become a local asset and a really good hub for developing young players. Unfortunately, this has not happened. Barnsley have fiercely detested the club at times and they've really not given any sort of endorsement to Lane AFC. Lane tried to change their name to include Barnsley in the name of it because they're proud to be from the town, but Barnsley Football Club were against that as well, also the council, so they basically weren't allowed to change their name. So the 2 bodies that they wanted to work with have essentially just gone and said no. And though the club has been progressing really well on the pitch over the last 5 years, the attendances have not increased, the budget has been really high, so it's been very unsustainable. And Craig Wood has said that he's just fed up of essentially having to pump money into the club and it being unsustainable. He was looking for external investment. Unfortunately, he's not been able to find that. He was talking to a Wakefield consortium, but they've not been able to provide the assurances that are needed in the time frame possible, so he's had to go to the drastic decision of withdrawing the club from all footballing matters. They will not feature in any league next season. When asked, Craig Wood said that he would not want to see the club drop down a few levels to a sustainable level. For example, North Ferriby, their old owner Jane Walton, who has actually now left the club, was looking to drop the club down a load of levels so it was at a more sustainable level, whereas Craig Wood is not interested in doing that at Lane. He's a very ambitious man and he wants the club to be featuring at the highest level possible, and he says that he doesn't have the appetite for putting his all into a football club that's not competing at the highest level possible. And fair enough to him, you know, ambition is clearly a key factor of his decision and he doesn't want to keep going with something that is clearly not sustainable. Now, something that is actually quite sad is that some people have been celebrating the news of Lane withdrawing from footballing matters, because Lane amongst some people are not a popular club at all, because they are new boys on the block. They have come from nowhere, they've had quite a lot of financial investment, they've been flying up through the leagues, and a lot of people don't like to see that. It's a club with very little identity, they're a small club, they don't own their own ground, they play at the home of Atherley Recreation. But at the end of the day, I do have a lot of respect for what Craig Wood was trying to create a feeder club to work with Barnsley Football Club and the council to develop a lot of their younger players in the area. Is a great thing to do, and the good news about it is that they are actually keeping their youth section alive. That's all going to stay as it is just the first team that is withdrawing from football matters, so that's a real positive. And yeah, it's good to see that the youth section is carrying on to serve its local community. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? Let me know in the comment section down below. Should the club have dropped down a few levels to be more sustainable, be able to carry on? Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with more stuff from non-league. Anyway, hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.